Welcome, you guys. Curse Wrestling Views back again with the Monday Night Raw review for November 3rd of 2025. I'm doing this video on November 4th of 2025. So, you guys, I want to talk about Monday Night Raw. CM Punk came out, of course, the world champion. They did a whole video package, and he wanted to thank the crowd. He wanted to thank Jey Uso, and he wanted to thank AJ Lee as well. And then, of course, he did like the thing where he was swinging the title, how Seth Rollins did it like a couple of times, swinging it over his head, and CM Punk kind of did it. Of course, he would be interrupted by Logan Paul when CM Punk said, he's ready for anybody to challenge him. He mentioned AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Dominic, and all of that. And then I'm like, okay, what the hell is Logan Paul doing coming out here? I was like, anybody but him. Make sure you guys follow me on my Twitter as well. I'm going to link it below in the description here. So, of course, you guys, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed ended up coming out. And then that's when Logan Paul, called him a YouTube bitch. And I was like, that was pretty funny. But it seemed kind of weird how the ending of Raw was, because I feel like it was written by AI, or error or something was made, or Triple H wasn't there, or Triple H just didn't care or something. But I'm going to talk about it here in a moment. So with that being said, you guys, Logan Paul will get his butt beat. He would get tsunami, by Bronson Reed. So I don't think that Logan Paul is joining the Vision. I think more so they're going to add him on the team for a Survivor Series. But of course, that's where I feel like Logan Paul will be the one to actually get beat and pinned by whoever is on the other team. But of course, you guys, we did see Jey Uso and CM Punk. There, CM Punk was talking to him about teaming up with him and all that good stuff. And of course, we ended up seeing where Jay was getting ready. Paul Heyman coming in and say, Jay, you can have a vision of your own. Well, you have your own vision. So, of course, everybody's his ear. Roman was in his ear at first. Jimmy tried to be in his ear. Now Paul Heyman trying to be in his ear, you guys. And Jey Uso is up there like thinking. Jey Uso looked like freaking stressed, y'all. I was like, God dang, why did Jey Uso look so dang stressed? Of course, you guys, they did have the main event match. I want to go ahead and knock this out real quick before I talk about any part else of the show. This was one of the most worst endings. Like, it was mid, weird, crazy, whatever you want to call it. I don't care, you guys. This was just weird. But of course, the match ended up in a no contest. Logan Paul ends up coming out when CM Punk had a chair. Of course, Jey Uso ends up getting knocked out by the bronze. And Logan Paul would have his brass knucks on, and then he freaking knocked out CM Punk. And so, like I said, I don't think he's joining the Vision. I just think he's going to team up with them for a Survivor Series or something like that. But of course, you already know Braun Breaker isn't really having that simply because, he don't want no leader of the group. He wants to be he wants to be the leader. He just want him and Bronson, nobody else, because it don't make no sense to add like Logan Paul or anything like that, because you already know, Braun Breaker really don't want nobody else leading the group. You see how he was and how he was looking with Seth Rollins when Seth Rollins was a part of the group. So of course, Logan Paul ends up handing the brass knuckles over to Paul Heyman and everything, and then Paul Heyman smiles, and then Logan Paul, pretty much walks away. So I was like, well, that was a pretty much an AI kind of booking. So with that being said, you guys, we want to go into the next segment, and yeah, just a weird ending. But we want to go to where next week, the last time is now, who's going to face John Cena in the first round match. Well, we're going to have Rusev versus Damian Priest from Friday Night SmackDown. Who's going to win this match, you guys? I am going to have to go with Rusev possibly winning, but we'll definitely see what's going to happen. But then again, you guys, yeah, I got Rusev. Next match right here, you guys, I'm going to have to pick possibly Shinsuke Nakamura in this one, because I feel like, Sheamus has that whole ordeal thing with the Judgment Day, and then of course they lost their tag. Well, they still lost their tag match, of course, because of Sheamus. Of course, we see where Adam Pearce is with the referee, and they were doing that spin the ball kind of like thing, you guys. and how they used to do it back like when Booker T was like world champion. They used to spin that whole little thing. That thing I haven't seen in a very long time. So WWE, can we bring this back for like the Royal Rumble to see who's gonna be like entry number one? I think they did it, but it's been like at least like 5 years or so, maybe. But no. I think it was like 3 or 2 years because Jay Uso ended up picking out his number, and then him and his brother were like teaming up. Anyways, you guys, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez ended up winning their match where Roxanne Perez beat Nikki Bella. And the match actually was pretty cool, I would have to say the least. Stephen Vaquer with a lot of top rope action and everything, you guys. But of course, she will have her match next week where Stephen Vaquer will go one-on-one with Stephanie Vaquer will go one-on-one with Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's World Championship. I'm like how they're defending the titles on Raw, even though we already know who's going to win. Rey Mysterio ends up showing up where Dominic was out there, to talk, about, he's done it all. Nobody can't beat him for the Intercontinental Championship. He's a AAA Mega El Campeon. He's also the Intercontinental Champion as well. Of course, Dominic was still getting cheered, you guys. And then, of course, Ray had to say something to make Dominic, get booed when he was like he was the greatest Mysterio of all time. And he's better than any Guerrero. And, of course, you guys, when you say you better than any Guerrero, then you automatically think either Gory Guerrero or you think Eddie Guerrero. So of course, ain't nobody better than Eddie, you guys. So with that being said, you guys, it's like pretty crazy of how that actually happened. Excuse my dog in the background, you guys. He just hears somebody walking near the door. But anyways, of course, Rey Mysterio would get 619, you guys. I mean, Rey Mysterio 619, Dominic Mysterio. And of course, looks like we're setting up a match. So could we possibly do Dominic versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania next year? Hair versus career, maybe? Is this where we wrap up Rey Mysterio? But Rey Mysterio was definitely quick, you guys. I was like, Rey Mysterio is like 50, but he moves like he's, around like Dominic's age or whatever. And I think Dominic's like, what, 26? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, you guys. But with that being said, you guys, Penta ended up fighting El Grande Americano, aka Luke Kaiser. But of course, you guys, we did hear that Luke Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton isn't together anymore. He's dating like these Spanish ladies somewhere over in AAA. But also, you guys, I was actually seeing how this match was going. I think it's time to actually wrap up this El Grande Americano thing, but I don't think they're going to actually do it until we get to where Chad Gable ends up making his return. We're not exactly sure, but I know it won't be anytime this year. But of course, you guys, Becky Lynch, she would emerge, getting up on the table, dressed in all black, you guys, and saying, she was just pretty much talking about Maxine Dupree, and everybody had like a vendetta against her, and that the Vision is corrupted or whatever. They'll attack her husband, and she started talking about Sports Illustrated, talking about Everybody Says It and all that other stuff, you guys. And with that being said, so we want to, definitely see what's going to go on here. Who is going to dethrone, Becky Lynch. I would like to see Becky Lynch versus, Asuka. That would be a very incredible match. Seeing Asuka hold the Intercontinental Championship one day. Maybe they can work something out for Survivor Series in a one-on-one match or women's match or something like that. But I think that would actually be cool. I don't know if I think they fought each other once before, but I think the last time they fought each other, no. I think that's when I think Becky was getting ready to have a little one, and they had like all the TV screens. So yeah, I think it was around the pandemic the last time they actually fought each other. So maybe WWE is testing the waters there, see how the crowd would react. But of course, I like how Lara Valkyria back jumped off the rope, and then that's when Asuka snatched her down for the Asuka lock, and of course that's where Lara had to tap. But of course, as Charlotte Flair and not Becky Lynch, excuse me, Alexa Bliss was getting ready to run out there. they were already running out there. Then WWE played their song, and I was like, "What the world?" So it caught me by surprise, you guys. I wish they would just ran straight out there. WWE didn't have to play their music. Like, geez, come on. But of course, they would hold up their their championships, and of course, we've been seeing that coming. So were the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the tag team championships. Hopefully it'd be on Raw, not on PLE or anything like that. So of course Lyra kept on talking. She was wondering about what happened last week, blah blah blah. Really don't care about the segment at all. Lyra just needs to shut up and go with the plan. And anyways, we had Dominic Mysterio. He was out there for JD McDonough and Finn Balor's tag team championship match against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee has definitely impressed me, you guys. His speed has went phenomenal. When he was in LWO, he was held back, but now Dragon Lee is like freaking fire, you guys. I love when they have this tag title match against JD McDonough and Finn Balor, you guys, and of course all four of these guys. It was just top notch. And rating them to show you guys, I would have to give it a 7 out of 10. I started to give it an 8, but that Logan Paul segment just really just undid it for me. So anyways, you guys, like, comment, subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Till next time, you guys. Maybe I'll have some wrestling news that'll come up later. Yeah, just make sure y'all look down below in the description for my Twitter, and see you guys later.